The story of the Ford Mustang is not merely a chronicle of automotive engineering. It is the definitive narrative of the American spirit captured in steel, glass, and rubber. Today, the Mustang stands as one of the longest-running nameplates in automotive history, a feat achieved by few and envied by many. This journey began in the early 1960s when a visionary named Lee Iacocca, along with his Fairlane Committee, recognized a tectonic shift in American demographics. The post-war baby boomers were coming of age, and they didn't want the bulky conservative sedans of their parents. They craved something that reflected their energy, their youth, and their burgeoning sense of freedom. On April 17, 1964, at the New York World's Fair, Ford unveiled what would become a cultural earthquake. Built on the humble bones of the Ford Falcon to keep costs low and accessibility high, the Mustang was an overnight sensation. Ford had conservatively estimated sales of 100,000 units in the first year, but that figure was shattered in just 3 months. By the end of its first 18 months, over 1 million Mustangs had galloped off dealer lots. It was the birth of the pony car, class affordable, compact, and infinitely customizable. Whether you were a librarian looking for a stylish commuter or a weekend racer seeking a high-compression V8, the Mustang offered a blank canvas for self-expression. The early 1965 models, often referred to as 1964.5 by enthusiasts, introduced the world to the iconic long hood, short deck proportions that still define the brand today. This era also saw the legendary collaboration with Carroll Shelby, whose GT350 turned a secretary's car into a dominant force on the SCCA racing circuits. The Mustang didn't just move people from place to place, it moved their souls. It appeared in movies, it was the subject of songs, and it became a permanent fixture of the American landscape. It represented a time when the horizon seemed limitless and the road ahead was full of promise. This initial era of the Mustang was characterized by rapid-fire innovation, introducing legendary engines like the 289 Hypo and later the monstrous 428 Cobra Jet, ensuring that the Mustang wasn't just a pretty face, but a serious contender on the street and the strip. It was this foundation of versatility and emotional resonance that allowed the Mustang to survive the turbulent decades to follow, cementing its place as a symbol of an era that refused to be forgotten. As the 1960s gave way to the 1970s, the automotive industry faced a series of existential threats that would have killed a lesser brand. The Mustang had grown larger and heavier with the 1971 to 1973 models, culminating in the massive Mach-E and Boss 351 variants. But the 1973 oil crisis and new federal emissions regulations forced a radical rethink. In a move that remains controversial to this day, Ford launched the Mustang II in 1974. It was smaller based on the Pinto platform and initially lacked a V8 option. While purists decried the loss of raw power, the American public voted with their wallets. The Mustang II was a massive sales success and was even named Motor Trend's Car of the Year. It was the right car for a time of high gas prices and shrinking horizons, proving that the Mustang nameplate could adapt to survive even the harshest economic climates. However, the true resurgence of the Mustang's performance soul arrived in 1979 with the introduction of the Fox body platform. This era represented a masterclass in American ingenuity, utilizing a lightweight, rigid chassis that would underpin the Mustang for 15 years. The 1980s saw the return of the legendary 5.0-liter V8, an engine that became the heartbeat of the American street racing and aftermarket tuning scene. The 5.0 became a cultural phenomenon in its own right, immortalized in pop culture and feared by competitors for its incredible bang-for-the-buck performance. Throughout the Fox body years, Ford continuously refined the formula, introducing the SVO with its turbocharged 4-cylinder, a forward-thinking nod to efficiency, and culminating in the 1993 SVT Cobra, which signaled the return of serious factory performance. This period was crucial because it transitioned the Mustang from a purely nostalgic icon into a modern performance tool. It taught Ford that the Mustang community was fiercely loyal but also demanded progress. The Fox body era proved that the Mustang could be a drag strip king, a road course sleeper, and a reliable daily driver all at once. By the time the fourth generation, the SN95 arrived in 1994 for the car's 30th anniversary, the Mustang had survived the threat of being replaced by the front-wheel drive probe and had emerged stronger, leaner, and more focused on its heritage, setting the stage for the retro-futurism that would define its next chapter. The turn of the millennium brought with it a wave of nostalgia that Ford captured perfectly with the 2005 S197 generation. This was the era of retrofuturism where chief designer J. Mays looked back to the 1967-1969 fastbacks to create a silhouette that was instantly recognizable yet thoroughly modern. This design language didn't just appeal to those who remembered the 60s. It captivated a whole new generation of enthusiasts who saw the Mustang as the ultimate expression of cool. Beneath the skin, the Mustang was evolving into a more sophisticated machine. The introduction of the 5.0-liter Coyote V8 in 2011 was a watershed moment, providing a high-tech overhead cam engine that could rev like a European exotic while maintaining the signature American growl. This era also saw the return of the Boss 302 and the Shelby GT500, with the latter eventually pushing the boundaries of what a muscle car could be, with over 660 horsepower from the factory. The Mustang was no longer just about straight-line speed. It was beginning to find its feet on world-class racing circuits. Modern Mustangs began to blend retro design cues with advanced technology and serious performance, a combination that made them irresistible not just in the States, but across the globe. It has gone global, sold in Europe where its value-to-performance ratio is unmatched, seen in Asia as a premium lifestyle statement, and recognized everywhere as the definitive American sports car. The S550 generation, launched for the 2015 model year, took this global mission to heart by finally introducing independent rear suspension across the entire lineup. This was a monumental shift that allowed the Mustang to compete head-to-head with the best sports coupes from Germany and Japan. By offering right-hand drive models for the first time in its history, Ford opened the floodgates to markets like the UK and Australia, where the Mustang quickly became the best-selling sports car. This period solidified the Mustang's status as a global ambassador for American automotive culture, showing the world that a car could be high-tech and sophisticated without losing the raw, emotional edge that makes it a Mustang. As we move into the current decade, the Mustang continues to offer choice and emotion in an industry that is rapidly moving toward homogenization. From the turbocharged EcoBoost models that offer a balanced, efficient entry point to the V8 monsters that represent the peak of internal combustion, the Mustang remains a bastion of variety. The 7th generation S650 Mustang, debuting for the 2024 model year, represents a defiant stand for the traditional enthusiast. With a driver-centric fighter jet cockpit and the inclusion of the remote rev feature, Ford is leaning into the theater and the fun of car ownership. But beyond the spec sheets, the lap times, and the engineering marvels, one thing remains undeniable. More than 60 years later, the Mustang still matters because it is not just a car. It is a symbol of freedom, youth, power, and American identity that resonates with people who may never even drive one. It represents the idea that you can start with something humble and through vision and grit, create something legendary. Many cars are faster, utilizing carbon fiber tubs and hybrid systems to achieve surgical precision. Many cars are more expensive, built in limited numbers for the ultra-wealthy to store in climate-controlled garages. Many cars are more advanced, with autonomous driving suites that handle every aspect of the journey. But few cars are remembered with the same warmth and ferocity as the Ford Mustang. The Mustang is remembered because it is democratic. It belongs to the high school senior who saved up for a used GT just as much as it belongs to the professional racer. It is the car of the everyman and the iconoclast alike. It is the sound of a cold start on a crisp morning and the feeling of the rear tires searching for grip as you power out of a corner. It is the embodiment of the open road, a physical manifestation of the American dream that says you can go anywhere and be whoever you want to be. The Mustang has survived oil embargoes, economic recessions, and shifting cultural tides because it taps into a primal human desire for movement and autonomy. As we look toward the future, the Ford Mustang will continue to evolve, adapting to new technologies and new ways of driving, but its core essence will remain unchanged. It will always be the galloping horse on the grill, the 3-bar taillights in the distance, and the rebellious spirit that refuses to be tamed. The Ford Mustang is remembered, and it always will be, because it isn't just a machine, it is a soul, and as long as there are people who love the act of driving the Mustang will be there to lead the way.